Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to the stream. I am Razim, and this is Ebon Sales Exalted. So I'm going to leave it on the starting soon screen because I want to see if something is working right or not now. But we'll go ahead and get started anyways, and I will turn it over to Moriarty for the recap.
The recap from last week?
Yes.
Did we play last week?
Yes.
We didn't?
Moriarty wasn't here, remember?
That's why you need
Right.
to watch the VOD.
And yes, what Toshime said.
I thought we didn't play last week for some reason. Why wasn't I here last week?
You had to step away.
You were tired.
You knew what would happen.
Alright.
Yeah, we started like really late. And I was just really out of it.
Alright, Kurama! Were you here last week?
Yes, he was.
Okay. Well, give us that recap then.
Neves got an army.
Another army.
And that's the recap.
What kind of army?
I want to say Fae, but I know that's not the right one.
Fair folk, yeah.
Interchangeable.
I threw the dart and I hit the board. I didn't hit the bullseye, but I hit the board.
Good enough. You did good.
Alright, Kerr, could you go ahead and take over from here then, please?
So, what ended up happening yesterday was you guys
Last
went in
week.
to invest. You guys went in to investigate the people that were going missing, and when you did so, you encountered the Fairfolk group. And while you worked with them, Neves was able to convince them that his way was right and proper and basically holy. And they agreed to basically follow him. And pretty much after that, you now have an army of Fairfolk who are willing to assist you, help you. And Neves also got the Hearthstone for this wild area, which allows him to rewrite reality temporarily basically once every couple of either minutes or hours he can do it.
Minutes and hours are very vastly different units of time.
Depends on the situation, how much essence you can channel into it. Don't worry about it.
And how long you've been in the wild?
Everything is fine.
Okay,
I mean, fine
Kerr
for us, I don't know about you.
translation, everything is not fine.
No, everything's gonna be fine for us. It's just for Kerr, it's gonna be bad because
Oh, that is holy.
we're gonna wreck everything.
Your ship is currently on the way.
So, yeah, the timer thing is still not working right. But, oh well.
I could see some doing it, but
I'll just... At least it's better than the text being cut off or something.
not the exact.
In the game industry, we call that emergent gameplay.
And we ended yesterday with you guys leaving.
Last week.
That's what I meant. Sorry.
If we played yesterday, then my whole perception of time is totally off.
You don't need a perception of time. You're good. Don't worry about it. Everything is fine. But yes, we ended the game. We ended yesterday with wow, God, I did it again.
Last week.
We ended we ended last week with you guys leaving the wild area and heading back to check on the others who were recovering in the village. It's been about a day, and both our dear friend Murderburb, yes, that's why I nicknamed him, as Murder says, I would hope we work everything. Murder is now a murder machine. Yes, Murder and Cyril have both recovered from their wounds. Their bodies have recovered. And there's basically no mark left of what happened to you guys at all. And Neves, your ship has arrived. A massive battleship. It is huge. Trying to think of... I'm trying to think of a good description for this ship. Like, you saw it before when it first rose up. But now, actually seeing it move through the water and having some time to restore itself, this ship is a marvel. It is beautiful as it cuts through the water, making its way through. This is a ship of gleaming gold with accents of silver and what almost look like opals along the edges of the vessel. On the prow, the front of the ship, you can see a massive black ram set into it of soul steel. It feels like almost everything on this ship is made of one of the 5 magical materials. Much of the lower area of the ship, the part that's actually touching the water, isn't made out of like orichalcum or moonsilver. It's made out of blue jade, which allows the ship to move through the water as if there wasn't even anything there to block it.
Sark's gonna make the comment and say, you know, if you took all the materials from that ship and sold them and went and bought other materials, you could get like more ships.
Could I have a sagacity roll from you? Sagacity plus whichever one you would like.
Who is you?
Sark. Sark.
Where's my sheet? Oh, here it is.
And I have this to say about you selling off parts of the ship to get more ships.
I don't think that worked.
Nope, it didn't.
Yeah, totally. You could sell that ship and make like a whole giant, like 5 fleets of ships.
Trust me when I say it gets much larger.
Could you make a roll for me, Neves? Same thing.
Sagacity.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have sagacity for a change. I'm still happy about that.
This is a first aid ship.
So his other personality
So,
has lifelong learning
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that did work.
This is... I'm looking real quick. Where are you? I had you here. This is known as a sea castle. This is considered to be a super heavy warship under the classifications of the people of both the Dragon Bloods and the First Age research you would have done. This giant ship is basically considered to be like its own giant floating castle on the sea. It is extremely powerful. This thing is equipped with artifact weaponry. Implosion bows are set into the sides of the castle. It is basically bristling with both conventional weapons like ballistas and fire drakes. Fire drakes, you know how there's the guns that shoot fire? The fire wands and such?
Yeah.
Fire drakes are giant cannons that do that. They shoot like basically they fire napalm blasts. Implosion bowls or implosion bows fire miniature black holes. Basically, wherever the implosion bow hits, basically creates a field that then implodes and draws everything into a center point and crushes it. It's also equipped with lightning ballista, which basically fire bolts of pure lightning as well. And this whole ship is large enough to carry 3 size 5 worth of armies, as well as their crew, the hanger-ons, and the camps that would be with them. Without issue. On the sea, Neves, you have an idea of how many conventional ships this thing could probably build. You could outfit like 5 different armadas for the cost of this one ship. This one ship could probably take them on.
We will not be stripping down this ship.
Also, you have met at least the AI of this ship. You also know this ship has its own god as well. this ship is so large, it's literally basically its own sanctum and church, basically.
It also has reality engines.
I mean, I wasn't going to mention those, but yes, it does. Reality engines make it so you can go into the wild, and you're basically within a bubble of reality. You could sail off into the wild right now, Nevis, and your ship would basically say, everything around this ship is creation. And force the wild to go, well, fuck you, I guess it is.
You just have to let the AI know of your crew that you got first, so that the reality engines don't tear them apart.
Yeah,
Because they
true.
don't like fair folk.
Also, I had stepped away and heard that. What was that?
Yeah.
That was pizza.
All right, so this ship has everything.
This is a first age battleship.
But does it have a Starbucks?
Yes.
All right, then. I didn't expect you to say yes. All right.
This ship literally is basically its own floating city. This ship can hold, feed, and care for like almost like 20,000 people.
Duke.
That's how big this ship is. They're one of the reasons why you can have that many people inside of it is because of the moon silver and the star metal making it bigger on the inside.
Time Lord science. Got it. Okay.
Yes, the Exalted have Time Lord science.
Hopefully, soon we'll be able to get it flying.
That is something possible to do.
All right, I'm sorry. What time period are we in?
The Second Age.
Is this before electricity?
The Exalted use essence usually to power everything. It's more efficient.
We use magic.
Mm-hmm.
We know about
Yeah.
electricity. We could build stuff with electricity. But magic is just easier and more efficient.
Mm-hmm. To give you a general tech level, most people live basically in think Middle Ages or less in tech. Like, a lot of people do not know how to read or write. They're basically farmers who never leave their tiny village. There are tens of thousands of such villages throughout creation. They're just so small that, well, they're not even on the maps. Those are like the villages that you guys have currently been helping right now, actually.
We are
There-
so we are in a kind of medieval fantasy, high fantasy, post-apocalyptic kind of situation.
A lot of the most advanced tech, like say this sea castle that you're looking at right now, this technology doesn't really exist anymore. It can't be maintained anymore by the Dragon Bloods. Because the Solars were the only ones who could do it. They were the ones who built all this stuff. And then when they all got murdered or driven into exile, this stuff eventually just fell into disrepair or got destroyed because of basically a half dozen near world ending apocalypse happened.
There was the first age.
The first age was a wonder of technology, of science and sorcery, and shit happened there. Like, they built entire cities out of impenetrable glass. Chiaroscuro is one such city in the south that it literally still has those towers of glass there. They're still standing even now, even though they don't know how to really make it very well anymore. They can still harvest it.
Going from the first age to the second age, there was the daimyos.
Yep. After the first age moved into the second age, where we are now, a lot of warlords started popping up. The daimyos, as they're called, and they basically started saying, "Hey, I have this fiefdom. Hey, I have this territory," and they started fighting with each other over territory and resources and all the first age tech that was left behind. No, most conventional armies use normal weapons like spears, swords, shields. You might have a few that are very, very well outfitted and have basically musket squads that shoot flames. You have cavalry, that type of thing. Then when you start getting the Exalted involved, like the Dragon Bloods, then you can start getting War Striders, which are basically Gundams, joining fights. You have sorcery being thrown around, where suddenly the air is filled with a giant swarm of razor sharp obsidian butterflies that cut people apart like literal, basically lasers cutting through flesh. You have demons being summoned to rip armies apart. Like, when the Exalted start getting involved in warfare, remember how easily you took down the Beastman army?
We didn't take down the Beastman army. Neves yelled at them.
Yes, that's what happens. So, to give you the frame of reference of like the power scale we're talking about, one solar during the first age, a single solar went up against an army of over 100,000 mortal soldiers and over 24 sidereal grandmasters. The sidereals are the reality-bending super ninjas. They can manipulate fate, luck, and probability with their charms, and they are master martial artists with basically supernatural martial arts that can basically bend reality and fuck with it. He fought all of these people at the exact same time. He slaughtered the entire mortal army and killed 8 of the most powerful sidereal martial artists by himself before they were finally able to kill him.
That's some hella good dice rolling.
Like, that is the power level of what we are talking about. When you start getting like a very like a well-trained solar who starts getting up into essence like 3, 4, and 5, that's what they can do. Like, you guys, you know how I said before, like, you guys have fought people that you're not meant to fight yet.
Yeah.
When you guys start to get to the level where you're supposed to fight people like the ones I have planned for later on, you guys look at a normal mortal army like, oh, they have 10,000 soldiers. Okay, you just pick up your sword and start walking out. I'll be back in an hour, everyone. Shouldn't we help him? No, he's got this. So, who wants lunch? Like, a solar, like one of you, pretty much any one of you.
You keep saying solars are this powerful, but what about the lunars?
Oh, they're only half as strong.
Yeah, but they are also very good. A lunar is scary in the ways of you're not even necessarily going to know they're there before they kill you. However, that's not to say that a lunar is not an army killing machine. For example, Murder, the member of your party, can basically one man an army, no problem. At this point, at this current time, he could probably one man an army. Neves's army could fight him, but that is because his army is also supernaturally boosted. which is the only reason they can even hurt him. Even then, unless Neves is directly leading them and fighting Murder as well, Murder will probably annihilate Neves's army unless the Fairfolk army gets involved. The Fairfolk army would give Murder pause because they're Fairfolk and they're supernatural creatures and they can fight you guys toe to toe. Normal mortals, you're talking like you're going to need like 10,000 mortal soldiers to slow you guys down once if you hit the height of your power. It basically takes, in order to stop an Exalted, it takes another Exalted or a creature, a supernatural creature that is on your level to fight you. A god could do it if it's like you fight some of the more powerful gods of war, they're fucking terrifying. You fight some of the really powerful, intelligent undead, they got some really nasty charms and sorcery that they can throw at you. The Fairfolk, the really powerful ones, like say Domino. Domino has been friendly to you guys. He is one of the most powerful nobles, though, of the Fey courts. If he wanted to throw down and wanted to kill you, there would probably be a giant blasted wasteland where you guys were before. Not to say you guys would die, but like normal mortals, okay, you're fucking adorable.
I mean, the thing is, though, I doubt Domino would want to hurt us because we're the perfect entertainment.
Oh, darling, I absolutely love all of you. No, he's just using it as an example, darling. However, think of it though, a perfect clash between us. It would be a battle for the ages. Good job, you just called him. Oh, darling, I'm always around. Don't worry. I know you missed me because you didn't see me in the last game. Or the last world, I should say. It's confusing looking between all these different realities, but I managed perfectly, of course. I hope you're happy with yourself, Sark. I hope you're happy with yourself.
I am very happy.
But no, that's just to give like a point of reference of like power level here. When the Wild Hunt shows up, the Wild Hunt is basically the group who is trying to murder you all because you are Exalted who are not Dragon Bloods. You are considered anathema, demon possessed, and must be purged. The Wild Hunt normally shows up with a couple hundred mortal soldiers and a group of Dragon Bloods. The people that you have to worry about is not the couple hundred mortal soldiers. Those are basically the meat shields to basically make you burn your essence a little bit and wear you down.
A magnanimous
Then the Dragon Bloods
dispensation.
try to murder you.
Tokeme tipped
Usually by just
$110.
sheer overwhelming numbers. Like there's like 24 of them for one of you, is what they like to have the numbers be at.
Toshime, thank you so much for that donation. Kerr, the donation goal has been completed.
Why?
Also, as Jaffer is putting in the chat, to put it in perspective, if you're not a special character, you can't even hurt Murder, which that applies to Neves as well.
Mm-hmm.
As it is listed, no-name characters cannot harm Murder and Neves at all. And
yeah, they
Jaffer
swing their
also
swords at them, and Neves just like kind of just passes aside without even having to roll or anything. They can't harm you. Extras cannot hurt Murder or Neves in combat.
They can hurt me.
Murder also said, or Jaffer also says, is it bad that I want to fight the Wild Hunt now?
No, you guys could probably take the Wild Hunt. If it showed up, you guys could probably take it on.
It's
I
bad
think we have enough
because
armies.
it's bad because you'd have to be killing normal mortals who did nothing wrong.
Yeah, to be fair, some Exalted do get out of hand. Some Solars do start causing a lot of problems, murdering a lot of innocent people, and basically terrorizing everyone they come across. The Dragon Bloods are not necessarily wrong, and like people like that need to be put down. Or like say like a lunar like Mahasuchi who basically rapes, pillages, and destroys and burns everything he comes across.
Or the Bull of the North.
He's actually not too bad usually.
Imperial view is he's a menace.
Oh, Imperial view me is he fucking destroyed them like 3 times, and they don't want anything to do with him if they can avoid it.
He's the Northern Solar.
Yep. As Murder just says, and when extra attack murders, the blade just bounces off Murder's feathers as though they were steel. Yeah, no. Normal people cannot hurt you, most of you guys. If they tried, like, say you guys got waylaid by bandits, the reaction you guys would have is basically, okay, so what do we want to do? Like, legitimately, like, there is no fear. Like, these people could not even do anything to you. It's like, this is like someone trying to hit you with a stick when you are armed with they're trying to beat a tank with a stick. That's like the equivalent power scaling here. You are the tank. They have a stick. Who wins that?
The person with the stick, obviously.
As the person with the stick, because of their bravery and not giving up, they suddenly exalt, and then suddenly things get a lot more difficult for you guys.
Exactly.
Oh, Jaffer just said in the chat, if you played Warframe, that's the power disparity. A normal person versus a Tenno. Yeah, basically that. That's pretty much exactly right, Jaffer. It's a Tenno versus a normal person. It's so far out of line that it's not even funny. Yeah, beast folk, they're a little bit tougher than mortals. Against normal mortals, they're a huge threat. They could easily just, a beastman army, as you guys have seen, can wipe out entire villages and towns. No freaking problem. The moment you guys get involved, adorable. Let's go.
So, like, a beast folk exalted is, like, much worse.
They can be tougher and stronger.
Not
Neves actually
super
is
much
one.
more. Yeah. Excuse me. Neves and Murder.
Mm-hmm. They're both beast folk. They're a little bit stronger and tougher, but not necessarily like.
This is a really good scene.
Yeah. There's definitely some bonuses to being a beast folk. Actually,
Murder
you are
just
too,
said.
Sark.
Murder just said. I done that in real life. I was wearing chainmail armor after a medieval reenactment celebration. I was walking to my car and someone tried to mug me. They stabbed me with a small knife and it got caught in the armor. I laughed, drew my longsword from under my cloak, and by the time I looked up, he was gone.
Hey, free dagger.
That's pretty much it. Like that's one of the things. Like, Sark, have you played D&D?
Yes.
Okay. At character creation, at where you guys are at right now, you are past level 20.
So basically, power scaling, we're all the main character. Got it.
Yes. You are the main character of a shonen anime. Wait, no, actually, I know exactly what to mention here. Have you seen Jujutsu Kaisen?
You said words.
So no, he hasn't.
Okay, never mind. So basically, you're the anime character who has already gone through most of your arc
Hey,
already.
Gemtime Games, Jaffer
Good luck,
Shak
Goku.
is sending you a hug.
You are Goku at the very end of the anime, basically.
Can I be Naruto because he's got a fox inside him?
Yes.
Okay.
Also acceptable. You are Naruto at the Great Ninja War.
Yay, I'm a giant furry.
That's the power level you're at. Like, the only type of people who can basically throw down with you are people like Madara. That's the sort of power level that normal Exalts throw around, are people like Madara.
I thought you were gonna say Kaguya for a second, but that works.
We can get to Kaguya as well. That's a little bit further up, but yeah. Oh, okay. So let me give this real quick. I know we got a little bit off game and everything, but this is a good thing just for the players and everyone watching to know. You guys were made to murder Cthulhu. And you did it.
We did?
Yes. The Exalted were originally created to slay the primordials, the original creators of creation. They were basically the equivalent of the elder gods and the great old ones. So like Cthulhu, Naruto-tep, beings on that power level. You guys killed them. Some of them. You locked the other ones away.
So we're the Necrons got it.
But
Basically,
the biggest problem with that is that Sark is now working for the ones that weren't killed.
yes. Sark, your bosses are those great old ones who were locked away.
Oh, awesome.
One of my favorite stories to tell for Exalted is during the Primordial War. One of the Exalted, who has only been Exalted for 2 years, took on a Primordial, and he suffocated the Primordial to death by basically strangling them. Primordials don't need to breathe. And he strangled one to death.
They also technically cannot die, and yet they died.
All right, now I'm gonna need Kurt. I'm just gonna say right now, I'm gonna need like a little bit of liquid enhancement to help me process all of this. But I think I've got a basically good idea. It's like a mouse going up against a space marine, is essentially, which that I get. You see, now that I put it into Warhammer terms, it makes sense.
Yeah,
We haven't even been in a big town yet.
Oh, actually, let's go Grey Knight. This is like a normal person trying to fight a Grey Knight.
That works too.
And the Grey Knight is allowed to do whatever they want.
Don't they anyway?
No, it's not. You don't have to worry about chaos.
Mm.
Or as Murder just says, it's a Guardsman versus Old Swarmy. Pretty much. What? One Exalted. For all of you who are in the World of Darkness game, a single Solar Exalted, if they showed up in the World of Darkness, could fix everything wrong with the World of Darkness. By themselves. They're at such a higher power level compared to everything else that exists. The worm is actually one of the primordials. So it's like, yeah, been there, done that. I'll kick its ass again. The Weaver. We know who the Weaver is. She is a god up in Yushan, a really, really, really powerful one.
Technically, in Exalted, you could fix the world before it gets to World of Darkness.
Yes, you could. But yes, does that help a little bit with like the power level of where the Exalted stand compared to normal mortals?
I'm gonna go with yes.
Yeah, no. If a normal mortal tries to bother you, you're more like, oh, that's so adorable. Pat, 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 pat. Run along before I kill you.
Run along before I squish you.
Yes, your grand ship lays out before you, Neves. It goes from like It is big. Like, we're talking like almost a mile across is how big this ship looks. And all of you can see this ship as well as it comes up slowly to get closer to the shore. And you actually see it as it gets closer, the ship is actually rising up so that it doesn't get beached because of the blue jade underhull is actually lifting it up. It's basically just riding on the top of the water.
All right. So we have verified that everybody is okay in the village and stuff, right?
Yep, everyone is okay. A little shaken and such, and people are trying to figure out what they're going to do because, crops were burned, villages were lost, that kind of stuff. They're trying to figure everything out. But yeah, otherwise, right now they're going to be okay. They just need to figure out the logistics of everything.
Neves is going to ask Krabirius to go to the other island that we started at and ask them to send over some extra supplies if they may have them.
It will be done, my lord. As he gives a little salute with one of his little pincers before crawling down your shoulder and heading to the beach to send the messages to the crabs.
Good on you. Now I kind of imagine that even the crabs can't speak. So instead, they just have parchment out and a little ink pad. And it's kind of like Mulan, the good one, where the cricket is printing off a message.
Jaffaroshak is dancing with the crabs.
Yes, we must dance with the crabs.
Yeah.
Dance with the crabs.
Doesn't drop the ball. That's good. That's so far.
Dance with the crabs. That's no island. It's a battleship. By the way, Toshime knows this because he's read the book. But for everyone out there, because it's not really hidden knowledge, because it's in the actual books and such, the big bad of the entire overall campaign is actually building hundreds of the ship that Neves actually has right now.
Because of course he is.
What?
You know, why not?
He saw that ship and he was like, I like that. I'm gonna make a bunch of them.
He's got like 50 of them built so far. He's working on the other half.
I was trying to think what to call.
What?
I think you'll find that our fleet is fully operational.
Yeah, it's kind of a really... It's slow going because he's making the things out of mostly soul steel instead of like what your ship is. But yeah,
Where the fuck did you get that much soul steel?
he runs like basically all the northern islands, and he harvests whole islands in order to make that much soul steel.
Oh, I'm thinking of star metal. Star metal's what I'm thinking, not soul steel.
I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that soul steel is made from harvesting people's souls.
Yep. You basically take... There's a special black ore that's only in the underworld. You take that ore, take a human soul, and then bash it into the ore and begin forging the ore with the soul there and pushing the soul deeper and deeper into the ore until they become part of the metal once you finish forging it.
Part of the metal, part of the ship.
Yeah, soul steel is literally made out of tens of thousands or hundreds of screaming mortal souls in absolute agony and pain.
ethically sourced.
Yeah.
But they non-GMO souls.
According to the official lore for like what's going on in the background that you guys are actually here to deal with eventually, if this fleet ever gets operational, he could basically wipe out all life in the West and basically be unstoppable on the seas. There would be no fleet that could possibly fight him
Be right
with
back,
with only 100 of these ships.
I mean, 100's a lot.
Unless a couple Solars or Exalted got together.
We'll get there eventually. Eventually. I wouldn't make you fight the Bodhisattva / Silver Prince, though, for a while yet. That would be very bad if you guys tried to fight him now. But yes, continuing. The message goes out, and Cribiers returns to you, Neves. They said that they can spare some supplies in order to help you out.
It is greatly appreciated.
Of course, my lord, as he clicks his little claws.
Have them deliver it here to these people. They are the ones that will require it.
It will be done, my lord. And the ship, Neves, your soldiers are coming off of the ship and quickly moving to report to you and your allies. Cyril, this ship is absolutely fucking beautiful to you. This ship is like perfect gorgeousness.
Kerr?
Yes?
Everybody except for Sark and Murder have already ridden on this ship.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you knew.
Like Cyril? No, but seeing it actually now, like now that it's had a chance to actually reach what it should look like, this ship is even greater than what it was before to you.
Moriarty, you there?
I'm not sure if he's noticed that he's.
He's in the bathroom. He's in the bathroom.
Oh.
But yes, Murder also. This ship is big enough to, like, the crusade you could launch with this ship would be one that would be very difficult even for, like, a fully supernatural army to stop. Like, this ship alone would basically be nearly unstoppable by conventional means for your crusade. And Sark, this is a really big ship.
I mean, I just sent an image because I think that just perfectly encapsulates what Sark is doing as he's boarding this ship.
Nice. And Murder says to you, Neves, that's a pretty little boat you got there. Very shiny.
It does the job, and it gets us where we need to go. It certainly does have style to it, though. And after all, half of war is psychological.
One of your soldiers comes up to you, Neves, and salutes you. Sir, what would you like us to do? Should we begin boarding, or what would you like us to do first? The men are asking.
Well, I believe our business on this island is done for now. I would like to be on our way to the next island in order to free them as well.
We'll begin getting everything situated for you. And he will move off to begin giving orders to everybody.
Sark's just gonna think in his mind, you know, I bet if we sail to that island and ask for that one dude, there might not there might not even be in a fight. They'll probably just hand him over to me.
The weapons you have on this ship, if you go to like a port city, you could basically wipe out that port city from the map if you really like unloaded everything on it.
Oh, so if they don't, well then we have a backup plan. Got it.
Yes, but then you'll be noticed.
Yeah, people are going to take notice of the giant glimmering golden vessel.
I mean, not if there's no one left alive after it strikes.
He raises a good point here.
So, do you remember the island that we went to that had the bomb go off?
He wasn't there for that.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know.
That was like 1 or 2 episodes before you got there, yeah.
They would have been able to tell you, Sark. There was someone who detonated what's called a Soulbreaker orb on an island. The Soulbreaker orb basically was like... it's a spiritual nuke. It doesn't do any damage to the terrain or a person's body, but it completely shreds and obliterates the soul.
Because of course it does.
And it also almost guarantees that wherever area is damaged by the Soulbreaker orb, a Shadowland will form. A Shadowland is what connects the underworld with creation, where basically you can go into the Shadowland on creation side and come out through the underworld, and vice versa. And the dead can come in through that point too, and also manifest in the Shadowland as though they were real.
Oh, so we can go through the Shadowland and actually, like, go and finish off that clown.
You could.
Mm-hmm. It's the easiest way to enter the underworld is through a Shadowland.
We do have influence. I have sent it to you, Kerr.
Okay, I will take a look at it.
Also, it occurs to me, the island that we stopped from turning into a Shadowland,
Yes.
they still had all their supplies there, didn't they?
They did, yes. None of it was damaged.
So there's still plenty of food there and whatnot.
Correct.
Yes, the Sidereal was looking over that place for us.
Neves will ask the people of the first island to take the battleship that we saved for them, go gather supplies from from the other island, and bring it to use it themselves, as well as bring it here to this island, and have it on standby as well for if we need it for other islands. And no, we are not going pillaging or anything.
That is accepted.
I mean, is it really pillaging if we're doing it to mercenaries who, like, kill people? If anything, we're doing a public service.
Neves is turning to Sark. Next time, let's not destroy the mercenaries' supplies.
Oh, we don't
Those
have to
can-
destroy their supplies. We can just kill them and then take their stuff.
Generally, when you fire cannons at anything, there is collateral damage.
Just aim really well. And try not to hit the supply.
These are still people of the realm. Please do not treat them as cattle.
There may be innocents, people that have been captured and enslaved. We are not opening fire without very good reason and without proper scouting.
I can do the scouting. Because there's only one person that I know 100% is like a super bad dude. So if we just like get that dude and we can do that quietly, I mean, it's a win-win.
No. Plain and simple.
No to we don't get the one guy and spare the rest, or
We
no
do
to
not-
scouting.
We do not open fire. You may scout, but we are not opening fire. I would rather try and offer them the chance to surrender.
I'm cool with that.
That said, there is nothing saying that we cannot ride up, point our cannons at them, and then offer them the opportunity to surrender.
Yep, they can surrender, hand us over the one dude, and we'll be off. And and we need to make them stop doing their nefarious things. Or get them to join us. I mean, that seems to be a pretty good tactic that we've been using so far.
Wait till the Litha try to rob us.
Who says they won't join us too? I mean, we convinced the fair folk. I think I as someone who knows about war, if you roll up with an army of fair folk, there's really not much convincing you need to do. Also, having a ship like this helps as well.
These are pirates known among the West.
Either way, we must make ready to sail. Neves is going to go aboard and inform the AI that we are having fairfolk guests. Or, not really guests, but occupants now. Kerr?
Yes. A projection of a humanoid figure will appear as you enter the ship and speak, and just kind of walks along with you. Of course, sir. I will prepare everything to ensure a adequate environment for them for you. RD is the name of the AI that it is given you.
Right, it's been a while since you let us actually use the ship, so I forgot.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Well, Neves is going to wait for everything to be ready and we will get underway. Unless anybody's got objections.
Is there anything anyone would like to do? Go around the ship or anything else?
Yeah, stop by the lap to pick up a stone.
No.
Okay, what horrible thing is Toshime thinking of this time?
Nothing.
It's, the stone that you have now?
The Hearthstone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lap is where another Hearthstone is located, which controls all the ley lines
Ah.
of the world.
Because of course it does.
That's why it was a direct no.
Mm-hmm. Could someone roll me a d6, please?
That's a 2.
That's two. Murder, what are you going to do as you guys are getting ready to sail? Where are you going to be? What do you want to do on the ship?
It does not say that Jaffer is typing anything. He may not be here. Oh wait, now he's typing. Well, I mean, Jaffer, Kerr asked you directly about if you were doing anything. Or what you're doing, rather.
No, you're good. You're good. What would Murder be up to on the vessel as they're getting ready to set sail?
Well, I know what Guaco's going to be doing. Having his attendants get him ready for a bath, fresh clothes, imperial linens.
I approve, Quacko. Murder is going to be on board a ship with the party. He'll take up residence in the crow's nest. Not for the joke of it, but because it's high up and isolated from the crew. Okay?
I need to step away real quick. I'll be back.
Okay. Can someone give me a d4 roll, please?
That would be a 4 for murder.
We're gonna go with this one here. 'Cause I like that one. Alright. Quacko! You are in your room. Your servants are attending you. This bedroom is.
I return.
Welcome back. This bedroom is absolutely wonderful. It has its own bathroom. It is actually very nice. Very richly furnished. And it feels almost like your old room in opulence and splendor and such, despite being on a ship of all things.
Finally, something with little class.
Mm-hmm. And as you finally take a chance to lay down on the bed to feel those soft silk sheets, to just kind of relax and close your eyes for a moment, to just unwind for a second, you hear a soft squeak, Guaco. And then something heavy on your chest.
Why, hello.
When you open your eyes, there is a little black furred mouse on your chest, kind of looking at you.
And who might you be?
It chitters, wipes its face with its paws before it scampers off and jumps off of your chest and onto the ground of your room.
RD?
Yes.
Who would that be? What is this mouse in the room?
It appears to be a rodent.
Not a lunar?
No, I do not detect any exalted essence within it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course, sir. Is there anything else that you require?
Not right now.
As you wish, sir.
Duke.
Cyril, what are you up to?
Cyril would probably just go to his quarters if he does not find murder, which, given that murder's been crow's nest, he's not going to bother.
Yeah, which is why I didn't bring it up yet, because murder has kind of vanished.
Уходи. Уходи. Нельзя в этот шкаф. Нельзя.
So you head to your room. Cyril, you kind of have a chance to relax. Your room is very Spartan, very just bare bones. It very much reminds you of home. Utilitarian, everything focused.
Okay. Excellent.
And
There's no decoration in this room.
Nope. Bare bones, exactly the way you would want it to be.
Everything serves its purpose, nothing more.
And Cyril, as you relax and start to kind of unwind a little bit, you hear a squeak and then something on your shoulder.
Head turn.
There is a little black mouse there, and it squeaks and then starts sniffing at your face.
Just pinches the mouse between two fingers and softly picks it up off of his shoulder.
It squeaks and starts squirming a bit.
Gets up, walks to the door, sets it down outside the room, closes the door, and begins to look around for a mouse hole.
Make a awareness roll.
Right, Mr. Chicken Dance. We should pull up the sheet here. It's loading. There we go. Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Awareness. What's gonna be 6 dice? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am aware. Let's see, that's 6 successes.
There is no mouse hole.
He's going to go back to the door and open it up to see if the mouse is still there.
You can see it about like 4 feet down the hall, just kind of chittering and just like rubbing itself before sniffing the air and looking around before continuing on.
I'm going to use a life sign detection scan on it to see if there's anything strange about this mouse.
I'm not even going to require a roll. It is a mouse.
Well, it's weird that there's a mouse. I close the door, go to sit down, and don't really think about it any further.
A DM that doesn't make us worry That we didn't roll high enough? Clearly, you're not a real DM. Sorry, Kerr.
It is a life sign detection system. It identifies a mouse. A black furred mouse.
Okay, but what if it's actually just a mouse, though?
Native to the north. The deep north.
The deep north. We're not near the deep north, though.
Yeah, that is something strange about it, I would say.
Is it? Something weird is going on, and I don't know how to proceed with this.
I just want to say real quick. I imagine it going like this. Cyril, you look at it, you see it a few feet down the hall. It's like, that is kind of strange. Scans it. Oh, it's just a black furred mouse. Not a big deal. Closes the door. Pauses. Wait, those things are native to the deep north. What?
Isn't there a meme where the party, like, just of a like roleplay tabletop party looking at like a rock and thinking it could be an evil demon? Like, I feel like that is the very instance that we are in right now.
Listen, this detail would not be included if it wasn't important. This is somehow important. Why is this important?
This
Meanwhile-
is more lunar territory.
Meanwhile, Kerr's is just thinking in his mind, holy jeez, it's just a mouse.
I'm just enjoying everyone's reaction.
Watch it just be a mouse, all right?
No, I know it's just a mouse, but why is it a mouse from the deep north when we are out in the sea? So I think we're even specifically in the south.
We're
You're
on
in
a
the
boat.
Southwest.
We are literally on a boat that
We are on
goes
a boat.
many places. Mouses on boats is not something that you need to be
No,
afraid of.
no.
It's
We are not in a boat that goes many places. We are on a boat that's been recently built.
Well, not recently built, just been locked away for like the last couple thousand years.
This ship has recently been awakened, and it did
Okay.
not come from the north, I'm fairly certain.
okay, so then maybe
I'd also
like
like to point out, real quick, that the ship was locked away underwater. There was no oxygen available on the ship. Just want that noted.
I mean, this thing has an AI and has reality bending engines. I wouldn't be surprised if there just happened to be a part of the ship that had oxygen that a mouse decided, I'm going to live here, and then like had many generations and made a tiny little mouse society.
Listen, this is a game of D&D. The DM didn't put this detail in there just to be a red herring.
Are you sure about that?
I know Kerr. Kerr doesn't do that bullshit. And if this is his first instance of doing so, Kerr, I know someone who knows where you live.
Actually,
also
no,
have
I
to look at
don't.
the
He won't
donation
tell
goal.
me where he lives.
Sorry, what?
No, I don't know where he lives.
Kerr, tell your boyfriend where you live.
I was also saying, look at the donation goal.
Just don't make the mouse visit murder.
I mean, I wasn't going to say the donation goal, but like...
Listen, even if that's part of the donation goal, like there's something's going on here. Like, I don't think this is the end of it. I don't think a $110 donation goal was for there to be a mouse on the ship. I don't think that's what that is.
That's why I think it's literally just a mouse.
Guaco, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is this getting your money's worth so far?
We'll see.
And this is just putting even more fear of you into you guys that this could be the donation goal, even if it is not.
So this could not be the donation goal.
Mm-hmm. It might not be.
Also, I just realized Stark hasn't
Turns
seen
out
this
the
mouse yet.
turns out the mouse is just Artie's pet. He got lonely while he was locked away.
Mark, what are you up to right now?
Hold on. I'm not done yet.
Okay,
Um,
Cyril.
After this deliberation, after this like internal thought and foresight, I'm gonna go back out there and I'm gonna find this mouse again. I assume it hasn't gone far.
No, it hasn't.
Well, I'm gonna pick it up again, and I'm gonna bring it to Neves.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Sark, what are you up to?
I'm gonna find a nice quiet room and I guess try to meditate. And I don't know, maybe commune with the spirits. Yeah, do some very like Zen stuff.
Sark, as you are sitting and meditating and focusing on your essence, the feel of power flowing through you and your exaltation, you feel something plop on your head.
I'm gonna open my right eye and I'm just gonna look up.
There is a black mouse currently on your head, and it is sniffing at you.
Oh god damn it!
I'm going to pick the mouse up. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna
Please
sniff
speak
it.
a little bit.
I'm going to put the mouse back on my head, and I'm going to assume my my follower is with me. I'm gonna look at this jaguar, and I'm gonna say no.
It will groan. But it will nod.
You can eat any other one, but not this one. This one is cool. Until it's not, then you can eat it.
The mouse will curl up on your head. And it's just going to curl up in a little ball and just kind of lay down.
So I would like to ask real quick.
Mhm.
When the hell did he get a jaguar? I feel like that's something we would have noticed, and it was never mentioned at any point.
See, it's so stealthy that I forgot to mention it.
It's a familiar. It's that stealthy.
You could say it's so stealthy, it's almost like a puma.
Exactly.
Neves, what are you up to right now?
Captaining the ship, overseeing how things are going, etc., etc. You know, that's a good point. I should switch the playlist.
Neves, just a quick note, real quick. You are not up on the deck of the ship to direct it and drive it. You are in the control room. So you're not on like the deck of a pirate ship. You're in the center of the Enterprise.
Okay.
I know, I just gave you a description though.
Oh, I know.
And Neves, you feel something against your foot.
He will look down.
There is a little black-furred mousy moo sniffing at your foot, and then it's climbing up onto your foot.
Artie?
Yes?
Is there a reason why there is a rodent on this ship?
It appears that a mouse has gotten on board the ship, sir.
Are there more of them?
Scanning. Scanning. Yes.
How many?
Calculating.
Man, whenever it takes a computer more than 1 second to calculate, you know the answer's got to be like in the billions or trillions.
It's running Windows 95. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Chris? Why have you not destroyed that bot yet?
I calculate around 12,000 currently visible to my cameras.
Duke.
Artie,
Yes?
why are there so many?
I do not know.
Where did they come from?
I do not know.
This seems to be something that we need to address.
As the door to the control room opens and Cyril comes walking in.
Greeting.
And
Hello, Neves.
Hello, Cyril.
Statement. I have found this rodent inside my quarters. There did not seem to be any logical way for it to have entered. That being stated, this creature seems to be from the far north, a place that we have not been yet.
I see. Well, unfortunately, we shall have to exterminate them, I believe. RD, where is the largest concentration of them?
they're down in the crew quarters, sir.
Very well. Lead me there. I assume the crew
Yes.
quarters would be quite a large area.
Yes.
Considering it's got to house how many army people at this point?
I would recommend taking the lift right outside of the control room down
Duke.
one flight, and you should arrive in the main area there.
Suggestion. We may want to find how this vermin has gotten onto our ship before we go about exterminating them. After all, their presence here has many implications for possible causes for concern.
This is a fair point. You say they are from the deep north?
Response. Affirmative.
Very well, let us go at least see their nest, and perhaps that will give us some insight.
Neves, Cyril, you guys begin heading down. Guaco, Sark, you guys just stay in your rooms for right now?
Yep, I'm just meditating, trying to commune with, I guess, my inner self slash whatever the heck.
Your exaltation, basically.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yep, and then I have to maintain my armor.
Okay. So, Cyril, Neves, when you guys come out, Neves, you can see your whole army there and your camp people as well, just kind of going about business, getting set up, and each and every one of them has a mousy moo.
A what?
A mousy moo.
Mouses.
A mousimo?
The sweet little adorable mousy moos.
He's saying it in a cute way.
Mm-hmm. Nevis, you can see one of the mice is actually helping with laundry by pulling one of the sheets out of the basket and kind of using its little hands to lift it up, lifting up the corner to the person. Another mousy moo is sitting on someone's lap, and it pulls the page of the book they're reading for them whenever they finish.
Well. Neves is going to start, he's going to just speak up. Where did all of these mice come from?
Many of the people salute you when you call out to them, and they all start noticing you now when you... We're not sure, my lord. They just kind of started showing up. We'd blink and they be there, one after another. They didn't seem hostile at all, and they actually seemed to be trying to help out and everything.
I'm struggling to figure out how to respond to this situation.
I know, you're supposed to. This isn't necessarily a normal situation that you would be used to.
You're a lunar commander. Command your new troops.
I mean, that's kind of operating procedure at this point.
My lord? One of them speaks up.
Yes?
There was... He points over to a small hole in one of the walls. The one I saw, it came out of there. It looked like it came from deeper from the bowels of the ship.
Well, I suppose there's nothing for it. Thank you very much. And Neves is going to go over to the hole, shift into the into a mouse, and go through it.
Okay. It leads deeper and deeper into the bowels of the ship. And eventually you come out into a large open hall, and it is filled with skeletons. Most of them are wearing what looks to be jade armor. And this looks like it's artifact armor on them. But their skeletons are completely bare, and the bone looks old almost.
It seems we have discovered the original crew of this ship. Artie, any information that you'd like to share?
You are near the sanctum. My system. I do not have information regarding this area. This is not my area.
What do you mean this is not your area?
The sanctum is ruled by the god of this vessel. I do not have dominion over these areas. He does.
What is his name?
Raeolus, my lord.
For the record, Neves is activating his all-encompassing sorcerer's sight.
Mm-hmm.
He really basically always has that enabled, really.
So you can see the flow of essence through everything. Like the entire ship is bright with essence because essence is what is maintaining everything. You can see one of the doors to the lift is further ahead, and there is another door. But with your sorcerer sight on, you can see it's not just a door; it is also an entrance to a sanctum, a god's domain. You cannot enter that domain unless they either allow you to or you have a way to force open the door. You can, however, call out to them and they will know. It looks like to your normal sight, though, or sorry, to the rest of your sorceress sight, this also looks to be beyond that door is the engine room. Or more like engine city compared to how large the engines and such need to be for this entire vessel. It's likely that the sanctum of this god is linked to the ship itself.
Okay.
That this would create like a feedback loop where the god could draw more essence from the engines while also providing them more essence. This would likely that even without being worshipped, this god could still punch well above his weight class for a ship this large and this powerful, just because he could feed himself on all of the extra essence of the ship.
Neves is going to ask Artie, please inform the rest of my companions of this and point them in this direction if they wish to come. I am going to go have myself a conversation. And he goes up to the door.
And on the bird's nest, on the crow's nest, and Guaco, Sark, for all three of you, a projection of Artie shows up. My lord, your presence is requested at this location. And a projection will come up from his hand showing your current location and a map to get to the engine room.
You are here.
So kind,
you are requested here.
Neves requests your presence here for assistance. If you would be so kind, please. Thank you. And he will vanish.
Have to get back in Imperial wardrobe and my armor, and then go.
Okay. Murder will sigh softly and jump from the crow's nest, making his way to the requested location. Also, Cyril, you will also get pointed to the elevator to head down a few floors. You're already pretty close to it, though.
I thought I was with Neves.
You can go through the mouse hole.
Oh, right. Alright, I'll make my way down.
Stark's gonna get up and just walk with his familiar down to the area.
Okay. So you guys would all meet around the same time.
Also, the mouse is... I'm still gonna let the mouse stay on my head.
Okay. You guys would arrive at the elevator around the same time. Neves, did you go back up to wait for them, or are you still in the engine room with the corpses? Or the area outside the engine room?
He's right outside the engine room. And Neves didn't actually request that they all come. He just wanted them to be aware. But
Yeah.
I'm okay with them coming. Neves, after telling Artie to do that, walked over to the door and called out, it was Realis?
Rayolis.
Rayolis. I am Neves, King of Conquerors, and I request an audience.
Do you still have the mouse with you?
I have the mouse with me.
No, Neves did not take one of the mice with him.
Okay.
I have the mouse with me.
But you're not there right now.
I thought. Okay.
You're heading down right now when he's doing this.
You'll be
Okay.
there before everybody else, but...
There is no response to your summons. Though you just aren't sure necessarily if he heard you or not. He could be doing other things, considering the ship is operational and active.
Well, I kind of assume there's a little ding for the elevator. And even if there isn't, I am demanding that there be one. And Neves will look behind him. Ah, Cyril. It seems that they are coming from this room.
Cyril, when you walk out, there's like 50 or 60 corpses here. The bones pick clean, all of them clad in jade armor.
The main reason Neves wants to talk with the god is because he sees use for this armor for his army, and just wants to make sure he gets permission first before looting the area.
Query. Why are there dead bodies?
I believe we have found the former crew of the ship.
Query. Why would they still be present?
That is perhaps a question that only the deity behind this door could answer. I called for them, but they did not answer.
The elevator slides open as the rest of the party soon arrives and steps out.
Do I need to do sagacity or embassy to identify the armor, seeing if it's Imperial?
This would be a sagacity roll for you. This appears to be first age dragon blood armor. Most of this looks to be made of blue jade. This is likely to be I'm trying to remember the exact name of it. Tiger shark armor is what it appears to be to your eye, Guaco. You would be able to recognize it.
A Lost Legion.
Specifically, this appears to be first age level armor. This predates both the shogunate as well as the imperial dynasty.
Time to start prepping the dead. We don't want a Shadowland in here.
Oh, if there was going to be a Shadowland, it would have formed a long time ago.
I'm gonna look at him as he's doing that. I'm gonna say you might not want to mess with the dead. We don't know what this is yet.
Application. If this door needs to be open, I'm certain that there are ways that I could apply my own means to open it. Cyril readies his gun.
We will not be forcing our way in. It would be disrespectful to the one running this ship. Neves is going to call out again. Realis.
And now there's at least one mouse here.
I think there's two.
I know there's one on my head.
Cyril has one as well.
I am
three.
Neves, King of Conquerors. I require your presence.
Could everyone give me perception rolls? And does anyone have any perception charms?
Perception rolls and perception charm. What's a charm?
Your magical abilities?
Duke.
Like you have your life scanning technique?
Right, yeah. I haven't spent a lot of my points, I realized, from last time we were supposed to look up.
What's a perception roll?
That would be awareness.
Neves has enhanced senses for both hearing and smell.
Okay. And you also have sorcerer's sight as well.
Yeah, which is active.
Okay.
I do have some, but none that would work in this situation.
And for the record, with the sorcerer's sight, I can see essence, I can see spirits, literally everything.
So you would be able. You would be able to attempt to make this roll, Neves.
If it applies, I also have ambush sensing premonition.
It is not an ambush.
Okay. Am I not able to make this roll then?
Cyril, you would be able to make this roll. Sark would also be able to.
Awareness. That's 6 dice.
Seriously?
Apparently, Neves, they just you're so caught up with trying to figure things out right now.
And there's no way to re-roll.
Mm-mm.
Fine.
Cyril, your scanners almost miss it. It's so faint that it almost blends into the rest of the ship. But you are able to see there is something in the rafters above you.
Cyril looks up.
To your normal eyes, it's very, very difficult to see. To your scanners, you can make out there is a human shape sitting on one of the rafters looking down.
Cautionary. We are being watched.
From where?
Cyril continues to look directly at it.
Suddenly, anyone who is looking up can see a person sitting in the rafters who was not previously there. He looks to be about mid-20s, give or take. Black hair. He's wearing a black vest and matching pants. And he has quite a few daggers sheathed across his body.
Guessing Sark doesn't see anything.
Oh, Sark, you see him. He's just there.
I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, before there was nothing there. Then when you look up again, he's sitting right there. And also he has a mouse in one hand that he's kind of petting at the moment. And he's going to stand up and just kind of step off and drop to the ground. Hi.
Well, hello there.
Yeah, sorry about the whole spine thing. I was more just keeping track of everything. But with the ship rising up and then new people coming aboard and trying to get a figure out and lay of the land for everything.
Sark's gonna look at him and say, "Well, I mean, running a ship this big can't be easy."
Oh, I'm not the one running it. I'm just the hired help, so to speak.
Fair enough.
I guess you could just call me Ash for short. I'm Realis' chosen. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Query: why will Ralis not speak to us?
Because he's scared of you.
And did this person say their name?
He called him. He said you can call him Ash for short.
And Ash, what are you?
I'm an Exalted. I'm the chosen of Ralis.
I can assure you and give my word that I mean no harm to the god of this ship.
Oh no, I've been watching you guys pretty much since you came on board. He points down to the mouse he's holding, and then the other ones that all of you guys have. So I've heard everything you guys said, watched everything you guys have done. So I know you guys are pretty decent people, which is why I've let you stay on board and everything. You've been trying to help everyone and doing everything you can to basically deal with issues going around. So, no, you guys are pretty much fine, which is why. Neves, you kind of would be able to put together, you and Cyril both, that the mice that were kind of trying to, they were actually trying to help your people. Because they were trying to be friendly and welcoming. But they were still mice, so they can't do much, really. But they were trying. That is why no mouse came to you, Murder, because Murder wouldn't have a mouse. If one came to him, it would have been food. Which is why no mouse came to you, Murder.
Murder is the one who has been sussed out. Everyone else is fine, but Murder, sus.
As ravens and crows eat mice. Yes, they do, which is why they did not go to you, Murder.
I mean, so do Martens.
No, Realis is just...
Martens even hunt deer and elk. And humans.
I don't know how they could hunt a human, but okay.
Actually, yes. Specifically the yellow-throated marten. But they have been documented to hunt humans.
Have they succeeded in the hunt?
Yes.
Oh, God.
Have they succeeded in Texas?
They are not located in Texas. Most Martens live in more tundra climates. But yeah, Martens hunt deer, they hunt elk, they meat is meat.
It's easier to hunt something when it's half frozen.
That's true.
Fair point, but they basically drop down from the trees above onto the back of like elk or humans or such, and immediately go for the throat.
Go for the throat. But that doesn't work on artifact creatures.
Well, good thing that doesn't exist in the world.
Yeah. but yes, Marten, the yellow-throated Marten, has been successful, or has been documented to successfully hunt humans. They very rarely do so. Typically, Martens are more curious about humans, but if they are really hungry and there's no other source of food available, well, there's a source of food right there.
Num nums.
And thus Buddy attacks.
I can just imagine a Marten jumping on the wrong person, and it's the last thing they ever did.
But yeah, it's nothing personal. Realis is just kind of scared of the Exalted, except for me.
That is understandable. I am more than happy to leave him be. I did only merely want to request access to these arms and armor. They would be very useful to my soldiers.
Yeah, these fuckers, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Would you like for us to dispose of the skeletons?
If you want to throw them overboard, I don't care. I haven't really been able to deal with it at the moment since the ship resurfaced. It's been locked down, and ever since I sent it underwater. And I've been in stasis until the ship was reactivated.
I see. That
And
does
Ash,
explain a
what type
lot.
What type of god is Realish?
He takes the form of a large humanoid rat, usually.
I believe what Guaco is trying to ask is more, are they a good god? One that cares for people, or at least does not demand things beyond what they should.
Realis insisted basically on all the essence of the engines. If people wanted to worship him, they did, but he didn't really demand it. The only thing he asked for was the ship to travel to the most war-stricken places in creation in order to offer help and assistance and protection to those who couldn't protect themselves. So we would often make jaunts into the wild where people have been cut off and needed supplies or help, and we would take them on, or we would head into the underworld if a group of people had gotten into trouble and gotten over their heads, or even if just like someone got too big for their britches and started causing a war here, we would interfere and help out to protect people. That was his charge. That was his mission.
So yes, Neves, he is a good guy.
I am very pleased to hear this.
Yeah, these fuckers, he kicks one of the skulls and it just literally just shatters to dust from the touch. Decided they wanted to take over this vessel during the usurpation. And they started slaughtering every single man, woman, and child on the ship. Because we were considered to be taken by the Solar who ran things. The Solar bought me and a few others enough time to get into the Sanctum, and Realis tried to protect us, but he ended up getting hurt. And that's when he chose me and gave me some of his power through the divine fire. And, well, he pets his mouse and just kind of smiles. You shouldn't see what happens when mice outnumber you. I don't care if you're exalted or not.
Statement. You should.
He nods to the skeletons. They tried. It didn't work out for them. But
Query. Were they exalted?
they were all dragon bloods.
Sark's going to speak up and say, we're all on the same side. I just want to throw that out there.
Oh no, I wasn't making a threat or anything. I was just, for me, it's literally been like a week or two since all these fuckers came into our ship and murdered all my friends, my family, and the people I cared about.
Oh, trust me, I'm not talking to you. I'm more talking to.
Yeah,
And I'm going to point to the party and say, I'm more talking to them.
I've been in stasis on this ship for a while. I don't know how long it's been. I've still been catching up with everything with RD when you guys were out. I've found I'm behind the times a little bit. But even RD doesn't know that much. He's been offline for the most of it.
Well, the short and sweet of it is that there's an asshole named, and I'll give him the name of the person we're chasing after, that's hurting innocent people and hurting a lot of innocent people and causing wars. And we're trying to stop him.
Wait. Mahasuchi?
Yeah. Oh, you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's trying to
But
kind of destroy us.
He was just literally the last time we knew about him. His escapades were legendary. Like he literally fucked almost every solar exalted in creation, and he was working on the lunars and the sidereals.
Well, now he's just burning and pillaging and killing.
Jeez, what happened to him? But no, yeah, Look, I don't have anything against any of you. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just protect the ship. That was my job. That's what Realis gave me this power for, is to protect this ship. And to safeguard it and its people, and to do that. So, I mean,
and you're doing a great job.
I haven't really been doing this that long, though. I mean, from my perspective, I've only been doing this for like a couple of weeks.
You get used to it.
Murder, these mice could hurt you. Because they are actually named. His familiar is named. He just hasn't given his familiar his name, and he also has charms that enhance it. All of his charms are geared around his rats. Or his mice. His micey moo.
So it's the Vermintide, got it.
So you want to know how he took care of all these dragon bloods? Let me tell you, 10 million rats gnawing and eating you all at once. Literally filling the room with rats, or with mice, is a very effective way. Especially when they are all ninja death rats, who are geared to go for your throat.
I mean, 10 million of anything, I mean, like, bruh.
So there becomes a logistics problem there, because you get 10 million of a thing, but all you're really doing is just hitting them with a ball of said thing at a certain point. Like, there's only a couple thousand that can get to the surface area of your body.
See, the problem there is that you're questioning it.
I'm not questioning it. I'm pointing out something that's like, contradictory.
Yeah,
This isn't a question. This is just a fact.
okay, we're way past that.
Also, I can't share this with the stream because copyrights and stuff. But basically, this is what happens if you piss him off.
Go post it in the tabletop image channel for me, please.
Okay. I am posting it now once I find it. Give me 1 second. Tabletop image. I have posted it there. It has been done. So anyone who wants to watch it can see it.
And again, anybody watching after the stream, you can look it up by the the session title, A Ship in Troubled Waters. It's in the tabletop image channel of the Discord.
Yes, this is exactly what if anyone's watching it, this is exactly what an Exalt could do with this ability.
God of the engine? Well, looks like we're playing Frostpunk. Throw people to the engine.
So I can, if you have anything you want to say to him or talk to him about, I can let him know. It will, Neon. It hasn't quite yet, but it will.
Yeah, Neon. The influence comes in to play, as it says, when it is thematically appropriate. I'm sorry, but we're not going to just interrupt a scene like this just to implement your idea.
But it will. It will come
will.
up.
They lost track. They didn't know if it had already been done.
I understand that, but...
Is there anything any of you want to ask him? I can relay the message.
Well, that was the primary thing that I wanted to ask. However, if there is anything that he would require of us, do let us know.
Just take care of the ship.
Absolutely. And Ash, you are welcome to come above this deck and join us, of course.
Oh, I've been around. No one's seen me. I wasn't really trying to hide. I just was making sure, like, you guys weren't going to try to murder us. I mean, the last time a group of Exalted came here, well, they started murdering literally everyone who lived here. So I was just being careful.
There is a reason that Krabirius entrusted us with this ship.
Yeah, yeah. What, Krabirius? As the little crab lifts and waves a little claw. He's smaller than I remember.
Furry, how big do you recall him being?
He opens his mouth before shutting it. Before pointing to his throat.
Like pointing to his throat in a way to say this tall, or?
He can't say.
Grabirius, is there something I should know?
Just oaths and promises, my lord.
Understood. It is good that you
Clear.
are wishing to keep it. That's directed at Ash.
Query. Perhaps you could enlighten us, Grabirius?
I can't really talk about those things. I have my own oaths that I have to follow.
And I'm guessing none of these are mice of the sun.
Nope, these are not mice of the sun. These are just normal mice.
Sark's gonna look at Ash and say, "Can I keep my mouse?"
Sure.
He's just gonna give it a little scratch on. He's just gonna put his I guess paw claw. I don't know, but he's just gonna give the mouse a little back rub, gently though.
It will chitter and
the
nuzzle
mouse
you.
splatters.
I said nice.
You said gently. That is gentle for an exalted.
Looks down. Oh, I broke it.
Well, in that case, I suppose I shall withdraw and leave you to this. I will send my soldiers down here to deal with the corpses. However, I will instruct them to be respectful. Would it be alright if I were to have a small shrine constructed, perhaps over, and he'll gesture towards the elevator, one to both Realis, as well as one to Crabirius?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Of course.
And Neves will go to the elevator.
Sark will do the same.
Yep, that's about all we need to do.
He'll give the appropriate orders to his soldiers. I don't think Neves would be interested in equipping the armor himself. However, his honor guard that cycles out, he would probably have them equipped in it.
So what this armor would allow you to do is Tiger Shark armor is extremely powerful. Well, not extremely powerful armor. It's only like usually considered like a 3-dot artifact, but in the West, it is considered like god tier level armor because literally everything is like water. What it allows you to do is, as long as you are in the armor, you are able to breathe underwater. You can move unimpeded through the water, and you can treat the water as though it was solid for whatever purposes you want for it. So, for instance, you can run in the water as though you were running on dry land. Literally, your feet will hit the water and it will treat it as though you're stepping on the ground, while the rest of your body treats the water as though it doesn't exist. So you can basically move through the water. Oh, hey, someone's swiping at you. You can just literally just drop down 10 feet and then just re-harden the water around your body again. Or you can just let the water affect you to stop yourself. There's like so many different things you can do with the armor that it makes fighting someone in the water with tiger shark armor like if you're not wearing it or wearing something equivalent, they're gonna fucking rip you to shreds because of their mobility. It's really, really hard to swing a sword in the water because the water drag will just slow you down so much. For them, they don't have that. They can just fight you as though they're just fighting you on dry land. If the water would help them, they can have it help them. If it would hinder them, they can make it so it doesn't actually exist to them.
Hey, Barney got something like that.
Mm-hmm. It's really, really useful. In the West, tiger shark armor is worth its weight in gold. One
Only
moment.
gold? Wow, that's not that expensive.
Let me see real quick if I can find something.
Now, if it was worth its weight in star steel, I'd be impressed.
Star metal.
Star metal.
Whatever. Star steel, star metal. Steel's a metal. It counts. What I said is not technically inaccurate.
You know, one of the things that you could get, Moriarty, if you wanted to, is you could eventually build a beamclave.
Yes, beans.
No, beam clave.
You mean a lightsaber?
Yes, it's a lightsaber.
But I have gun.
This is true. You do have gun that shoots suns.
Yeah, exactly. I have lightsaber gun. I shoot lightsaber. I don't need lightsaber. I have multiple projectile.
So what we need to do is combine that with the where is it? Hang on a second.
Here, I'll give it a lightsaber bayonet. How's that?
No. You should combine it with a time-strung bow.
What's
That
a
allows-
time-strung bow?
It allows you to fire your attacks into the future.
Oh! That's a power I shouldn't have.
Just saying.
I'm just saying.
I know.
What happens if the future I shoot into doesn't happen?
It will happen.
You're pulling the strings of reality for it to happen.
So you basically, hey, I want this attack to hit here in one day and 2 hours from now. Because you know exactly where someone's going to be talking, giving a speech. So you fire your bow, and then
How do I know they'll be there, though?
Because they're going to be giving a speech.
So they should be there.
Mm-hmm. They're going to give a speech at 3 o'clock. So at 3:05, a arrow suddenly comes flying out and strikes them where they're standing and immediately kills them.
This sounds incredibly contrived.
It's a star metal bow. This is...
I know, but it's like, it... I'm not actually, tampering with the future. I'm like, I think he'll be here, so here's hoping. Pew! And then 3 days later, if the guy, ducks down or trips, it's like, well, fuck.
Or you plan to lead someone into an ambush, and you fire, a dozen arrows. And then suddenly, 5 minutes later, they're standing there talking with you, and then the arrows come flying out and stab them.
Yeah, but what if I don't want that to happen after we talk? There's so much that can happen in a period of time.
Then you know where the attack's going to hit. All you need to do is get them out of that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's really not that complicated.
I mean, you're only manipulating time and space in order to make a bow that fires into the future.
Yeah, it's not rocket science, guys.
And you're notifying every other sidereal what you want to happen.
Oh yeah, and I don't want to piss off the time spiders.
Think of it like a delayed fuse.
It's a delayed fuse, but I'm still lighting the fuse. And in that time, I feel like things can change. I just don't think I would ever use it, personally. I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing. I would rather be more certain of a situation before a trigger gets pulled. Now, if I could have something that could like pause time, so I could like walk up to
There is
someone and shoot
something.
them in the face.
There is something that does that.
Now that sounds great, because if I'm pissed off at someone in the moment and I know I want them dead in that moment, I'm more than happy to pause time, walk around, shoot them from 20 different angles, and then hit play. That sounds great.
There is a walking staff that literally gives you Zaweldo.
Because of course it does.
Yeah, the thing I don't think you guys are quite understanding is how far and above and beyond the power level is in this system.
And that's why I just turned my brain off.
No, I do understand. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure this is a thing that exists that I would rather use instead of thing where it's like, hey, I'm gonna put a timed fuse on it. No, I'd rather have, okay, I know what's going on, and now I'd rather have all those shots in place rather than like it's like I would, instead of scheduling something a week out, I would rather be there on the day of the week and then be like, okay, the shots I would have put in a week ago, I think I'll just put them in now after like pausing time. Like I'd rather do the work in the moment than I would prior to and hoping that that moment goes the way that I want it to. I'd rather see the moment for what it is, and in that moment be like, oh, okay, he fell over, he tripped or whatever. I'll just aim 5 degrees low. I'll just shoot him where he is laying on the ground, you know?
But think of how much extra stunt dice you'd get for if you fired a day into the future, you had a duel with them, you martial arts them into the spot where your arrow is going to land.
There's a lot of risk in that, and I'm gonna be honest, if like this guy is stupid powerful, which let's be honest, all of our enemies who are even going to remotely stand a chance against us are stupid powerful, they could pull some bullshit like, I saw that coming, and then they just redirect it at me somehow. Some bullshit like that. That's what's gonna happen. No,
I think you're
my pause
overthinking.
time.
Then just do the pause time.
You think I'm overthinking it, but we already had some guy who did some bullshit where I'm gonna strike you. Nope, you're gonna get hit instead. What?
We've had that
What bullshit is
twice.
this? We've already had bullshit going on. I'm not overthinking things. I'm talking from experience.
Yeah, that's happened twice, and yeah, I see where
My
Moriarty's
character
coming
got
from.
knocked the fuck out for the first time. And let me tell you, when you're at this power level and you get knocked the fuck out, now you get suspicious.
I mean, listen, like, dying's not that bad.
Yeah, but when you die at this power level, you're like, oh, shit's real now.
Well, then at that point, it's not your problem.
No, it's my problem, because I'm dead. I don't want to be dead. Have you seen heaven and or hell?
Somebody here has.
I'd rather just be an internal floating entity back on a Tojathon.
Anyway.
I was just enjoying the discussion. It was kind of amusing. But yes, what do you guys want to do as your ship prepares to head off?
I'm gonna go back and try to, I guess, talk to the thing that I made that deal with. The exaltation stuff. I'm gonna go and meditate on that a little bit,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do it until something happens.
So this will be working towards raising your essence.
If that's what it's called, then yes.
Yes, it will be some time before that will happen, but we will begin to work. What is everyone else up to?
Well, after ensuring that the shrines were built, Neves is going to make the first offerings of something appropriate. Can you just offer up motes of essence?
Motes of essence, the bones.
I was gonna say cheese.
Yeah, he'll offer up a mote of essence to each of them.
Okay.
Just be he's there to do it first, and he'll make sure his soldier, it'll mostly be his lieutenants and such that get the armor, since from the sounds of it, there is nowhere near enough to give to everyone. But
there's only about 50 suits there.
You said 60 before, but
50, 60, give or take.
Also, if any of you want some, I mean...
Yeah, Sark is going to take a set.
Is there a way that I can, like, implement this without it being armor?
You would be able to implant the armor into you.
Can I just consume it?
You would basically have to take work to actually install it into your body.
That's fine. I assume that I can set up a rig here. Or
Yep.
if I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know it.
Yeah, you can set that up.
Otherwise, once everything is finished and, you know, the various all of that is finished, he goes back to the bridge and continues captaining. So, others can do their things.
Murder has gone up to the crow's nest to keep lookout.
We were already aware of that.
Yep.
Does Murder do something different?
No, I was just reading off his thing again.
Okay.
I know something that one of you is going to want eventually.
Was it the Infinity Stones?
No, the Crimson Armor of the Unseen Assassin.
That sounds like something I very much enjoy.
Wonder who that could be.
Looks at you.
Nah, it can't be me.
Joke.
Yes. Are you guys up to anything, Sark? Or sorry, you already told me what you were doing. Cyril or Grocco?
Oh, I'm just, sit in my chambers. I don't really know about anything I can really do.
It's going to take about 2 days of travel to get to where you are going. So you guys have a little bit of time to spare. Give me a D10 roll, please.
Ooh.
Okay.
You kind of need to, specify who or anyone or something, Kerr.
Sorry, I just meant anyone could do it. All right, so
Yeet! 9.
Can someone roll me a d6, please?
Yeet! I rolled 2. Take your pick.
Okay.
Of course.
So,
There be pirates!
about this, everyone. As I bring up He's a Pirate on my music. Mom. So, it's about a day and a half into your journey. Everything has been nice, relaxed, and everything has been pretty decent. When Neves, where are you at right now? It's been about a day and a half right now.
Day and a half, probably up on the main deck, tending to his armor and weapon.
How many of you guys would be up on the main deck at the moment as you guys are traveling?
I would.
0 would not.
What about Sark? And Murder.
Would Murder still be in the crow's nest?
Oh god, I think we've lost Sark and Murder.
Sark is taking care of something real quick.
Oh, sorry. No worries. We can wait.
Murder is remaining in the crow's nest. Rama, we seriously need to get... You seriously need to get an actual headset.
Now, don't forget, everybody, you can now sub for a little bit cheaper if you sub now during September.
Actually, that is a fantastic point, Toshime. I am terrible about reminding people of that, but yes, you can subscribe for cheaper, and I still get the full support that I would have gotten otherwise. And in fact, you can actually subscribe for the next 6 months for cheaper than you could otherwise. Literally, I checked it out with somebody else and it was only like $20 to subscribe for 6 months. Normally that would be $30. So, you know,
Yeah,
a great way to
20%
support.
off 1 month, 25% off 3 months, and 30 off 6.
Yeah. A great way to support the channel.
If you aren't watching an ad right now.
Fair point, there is an ad in progress.
Don't teach my hamster to suck eggs.
And we've got an influence.
Okay.
I have the stream open in incognito window, so
Oh, so you're watching those ads with for me to support even more.
yep.
That is acceptable.
I will say, and I am okay with sharing this with everybody, being transparent. My share, like the revenue from ads from July into August. August was over triple what it was in July. Still not a huge amount, but it's a significant improvement. So, thank you all for putting up with the ads. As I continue saying this while people that would be seeing ads are watching an ad. Thanks for watching the ad, everybody! You can't hear that!
Now they can.
No, it's still in progress for at least some. I don't know if you're... I guess it doesn't last the full time for everybody, but technically it is. I do have a little thing that says ad in progress and a timer.
I know what you're talking about.
It had 6 ads in a row, so
Yeah, I hate doing that to people. But at the same time, it is a huge support for the channel. And most of the people that are actually getting ads are just lurking anyway, so... They probably don't even realize there's an ad playing. Okay, ad is over. Thank you everybody so much for the support and watching those ads. I really appreciate it. It really helps out the channel a lot. So, what are we waiting for?
Stark to come back.
I vote we offer Sark up to Kriberius as an offering.
Worthy sacrifice.
A
Yes.
human sacrifice? I haven't had one of those in centuries.
Would you
Well,
one?
I mean, it's even better because it's a beast folk sacrifice.
Have you ever heard the sound someone makes when they're human sacrificed? Nuh-uh. Would you like to?
So, fun fact, actually, the Dragon Kings used to offer up a lot of human sacrifices. And their way of sacrificing someone is to rip out the person's still beating heart and offer it to the sun. And then, if the sacrifice was accepted, the heart would burst into flames.
So 1, I heard that, and 2, I don't think that's gonna work.
How often did it actually burst into flames?
Pretty much every time.
Oh, okay, cool.
because those were the Dragon Kings.
Yep. Yeah, the Dragon Kings are basically sentient dinosaurs with special charms.
You're just describing dragons.
Pretty much. Yeah, they worship the unconquered sun, and originally before humanity, the Dragon Kings were his favorite people, and so the unconquered sun looked like one of them.
Unconquered sun, you say?
Mm-hmm. He's the patron of the Exalted of the Solars.
Looks at Neves, looks at the sun, looks at Neves, looks at the sun.
You're blind now.
No, I'm exalted. My eyes are like metal.
Sorry about that. I just had to take care of some
No,
personal
you're good.
things.
That's
It's
alright.
okay. You've been sacrificed to Kerberius. He owes your power now.
I will say the last game that I was in, I had a Dragon King, one of the flying ones. It was fun.
I wish we had rules for the Dragon Kings for 3rd edition. We still don't have them.
Oh, by the way, Kerr, I never did my upgrade. We were supposed to upgrade with 7727, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna do that in the background now, so I don't forget for next time.
Okay.
Just be aware of what you can spend on what.
Yep,
There appears to be a great storm on the horizon that you guys can see. With this ship,
Kerr,
it
do
should
keep
be-
in mind
yes?
that the influence is only a moderate.
I was about to say, normally for a normal ship, this would be like possibly life-threatening. For your guys' ship,
Kerr,
yes.
for a moderate, it wouldn't be even life-threatening for even a regular ship.
This is Exalted. I have to play it up here.
I have to make sure that there's a balance between one game and the next.
For your guys' ship, this is going to be too big of a deal. If something happened, it might complicate matters a little bit, but, well, so far everything looks to be clean sailing. Everything looks to be okay. Yeah, you'll sail into the storm, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Your ship can handle it pretty easily. And then you hear a voice. Artie's voice. Oh my. Neves, you see a projection of RD appear beside you. Sir, it appears that there are a half-dozen vessels ahead of us. I am picking up life signs. They should come into view within the next few minutes.
Well, we shall stand and see what they want. Do have the troops ready the cannons in case.
As you wish, my lord. It will be done. And as you sail closer, you can see the darts of the island on the horizon. And in front of it, a few miles off the coast, you can see a half-dozen wooden ships. And these look to be battle vessels. Like, these actually look to be warships. And they are flying colors that looks to be like they are, by nautical standards, they are protecting the coast here and basically saying, hey, stay out, according to the flags they're flying.
So they seem to be. It's our destination, right?
Yes, that's the destination.
All right.
My question: if I get a new charm, does that increase the amount I can have on me, or is there a limit?
You can increase how many charms you equip. I have to double check, but I'll let you equip more charms for right now.
Okay.
Until I can double check the rules.
Well, I mean, we're gonna go ahead and approach either way. Neves is confident in the capabilities of his ship and such.
Alright. As you get closer, you can see the lead ship has put up another flag, and it appears to be a flag for Parley.
Come to a halt, we shall listen to what they wish.
We return the message then that we are open for that, sir?
Yes.
They will give the order to put up the flag, and once that is done, one of the ships, the lead ship, will start moving forward towards you guys. It is much smaller than your guys' ship. But Artie is able to help out, and the ship almost seems to flow and melt for a moment as part of it moves out and forms a ramp onto the actual ship once it gets close enough.
Sorry, what was that?
A ramp for the other ship to come aboard.
Yeah, so people from the other ship can come aboard.
Neves shall be waiting with his honor guard.
Are you guys going to be with Neves?
Yes.
All of you would have been informed of this thing going on if you weren't already here.
I mean, Sark's just gonna stay in his room because it's like there's no explosions, so no reason to worry.
Okay. And Cyril, I'm assuming you'd be there too?
If I am made aware of it, yes.
Yeah, you would have been made aware. It would have taken like 20 minutes for the ship to actually get to you guys. So yeah, a man and then two others flanking him, looks like bodyguards, come aboard the ship. This guy looks to be in his early 30s. His clothing is kind of ragged. Like all of their stuff looks worn and ragged. And he kind of looks around, very, very weary and just like worried before looking at you. Pardon my tone, but who the hell are you?
I am Neves, King of Conquerors, and who are you?
We're the last few ships of the... where's my notes? Note Kun, where are you? There's my Note Kun. Alright. We're the last survivors of the Opal Bay defense fleet. Right now, our home is being freaking devastated by not just a rogue mercenary group, but fucking beastmen as well, who are slaughtering every man, woman, child they can get their hands on. We're trying to blockade to keep any ships from getting there, to either reinforce them, help them, or just cause even more problems at this point.
We are here to assist. Not them, but you.
He looks you up and down. No offense, but you kind of look like some of those beast folk that are currently trying to slaughter us. We once had a fleet of over 30 ships, and at this point, we're all that's left. Why the hell should I believe you? I mean, you have this ship. You could probably just blow us out of the water if you really wanted to, but...
And that is
Why should I-
precisely why. The fact is, we have not done exactly that.
How do I know you're not going to just try to get into the city and then murder everyone that's there, though? You have an entire invasion force here, as far as I can tell.
And then some. If I wanted to do that, I would not be standing here speaking with you now. Your ships would be sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and the city would already be mine. I have nothing to give but my word, and if you will not accept that, then, unfortunately, I only have my actions to stand by. We have already assisted multiple other islands with these mercenaries. The beast folk, I am aware of their source, and that will be dealt with as soon as we are able. But first, my priority is helping the innocent folk that have been plagued by them before we go and take out the source.
Hey Nevis, is Ferris with you?
Yes. He's always with Neves.
I figured, but I wanted to double check. Ferris whacks you on the back of the head, Nevis.
I wonder why.
Yes, Ferris?
Really? Really? I mean, seriously, you can't even read the room, Nevis.
I lead armies. I unify people. I am not here to discuss terms while people are clearly dying.
Whacks Nevis on the back of the head again.
That time Neves catches his hand.
You deserve that, Nevis.
do that.
You deserve that. Look at these people, Nevis. Look at these people. Look at their clothing. Look at their weapons. Most of it looks like it hasn't seen care for months so far. They look skinny. They look like they are struggling at the moment. They probably haven't been able to resupply for weeks or months. They're probably surviving on what they can catch. And you come in here and basically just kind of low-key threaten them.
I am doing precisely the opposite. I am pointing out that I am not here attacking or threatening.
By saying you could do it if you really wanted to, and there was nothing that you can do to stop them. Nevis, I know you lead armies. You're really good at that. You're really, really good at getting people to do that.
Also,
right
you're
now,
using the wrong voice for Ferris.
Oh?
You don't remember Ferris's voice? The one you
trying to
gave
remember
him?
now. I'm trying to remember now.
He was much more refined than that.
Yes, he's frustrated with Nevis at the moment.
The whole
He is
one...
very frustrated with Nevis at the moment.
Well,
Yes,
then be
Neves
my
is
guest.
basically being a bully.
He claps his hands. You guys, food, you, clothing, you, supplies. Now, chop chop, move. You lot, sit. We're gonna get you food. We're gonna get you some clothing. We're gonna get you some supplies for your ships. Nevis, you are going to work with them and help them understand that they can trust you by offering them something that they could desperately need. Supplies, food, medicine.
Yes, and those supplies can be delivered very soon. There is a large amount of them. Right now, I would rather keep people from dying.
Lead with that, because right now, the way it was going, Nevis, these people might try to still fight you because they think you're still a threat.
Fair enough.
They're mortal, Nevis. Mortals are idiots. No offense.
Fair enough. Then let us get to these negotiations underway.
As some of the beastfolk come back with a table, some chairs, food, and some clothing and new weapons and gear for them. The captain looks very shocked and surprised by this, but he seems to accept it a little bit. His demeanor noticeably improves a little with this. As Ferris kind of looks at Nevis. There you go. Now you have some ground to negotiate on. You remember how you told me Nevis has people for that?
Oh yes, I know. This is Ferris being his people for that.
That's exactly. It's like Nevis is the conqueror. He's the one who leads armies and soldiers. Yeah, he's used to ordering people and getting his way. That's what he does. That's why he has people for this. And Ferris is just like, I'm always dealing with this kind of shit. God damn it, boss. Why are you doing this like this? While all this is going on, Ferris is going to step back to Guaco and just kind of look at him. You know you could have done something, right?
Yes, but he needs to learn how to deal with mortals better than what he has been.
You were just enjoying watching him squirm a little bit, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. They would, after some time. And Nevis, you don't even need to roll for this because your scores are so high. You would be able to convince them without a roll. You are more than triple the difficulty for this. So there is no roll necessary to convince them that you are on their side. And they agree to escort you to the port through the storm. But it looks like the storm is going to be hitting the port as well. So far, they've been able to hold it, but outside of it, right now, it's complete chaos. And inside it, well, the people are basically struggling to survive. Starvation is a real risk, as well as danger of people either betraying them or sabotage from inside. No one's sure who might be working with the mercenaries, or God forbid, the beast folk horde. But so far, they've been able to hold out thanks to the ruler of the ports has been able to rally everyone and maintain basically stability even through this disaster. and he recommends that you guys meet with him in order to figure out what you guys can do to aid the port and the island itself.
We shall do so. Thank you. There will be another ship following us. They will be flying the this flag, and he will, show the flag on his spear.
Yep.
They will be coming with supplies.
We'll let them through. Is there anything any of you want to say to this crew? Ask questions or anything possibly?
How
I'm
long have you been holding out?
So far for about 3 weeks. Before it was just against the mercenaries who tried to invade, but about a week and a half ago, the beast folk began to show up. And it's turned into basically a 3-way melee. The mercenaries are more going after the beast folk than us, which is basically what saved us. Is both sides are more trying to kill each other, and we're more of an afterthought. They are coming after us, but it's enough that we can at least slow them down and delay them and stop them.
Could Sark? He sees that all this stuff is going on. When he comes out, could he ask the people like what kind of beast folk they are that are attacking them?
Yes, you could ask that. It appears these kind appear to be mostly pumas and panthers for the most part. But that's so far just what they've said. Mostly. There are a few other creatures and such. So there could be other types of beast folk here as well.
Neves will, he's going to dispatch most of his forces, try to have them go outside the city wall. At least I assume there are walls.
If you go, you would be able to take the ship directly into the port. So you would be able to go directly in past the walls, past the sea walls.
He does not want them marching through the streets.
Well, any ship that would be allowed past the blockade would be considered like safe to go through, so to speak.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, he will have them march through the city to the walls, most of his forces. They'll be splitting up. He will ask the captain for a map of the city.
He would supply you one.
Alright, so he'll direct his soldiers to the various walls right away in case of an attack. He will keep back the fair folk for now, because I assume they may not look like they may. Most of his soldiers may be beast folk, but I don't know what a goblin looks like exactly, but I feel like that might be a bit much for the people.
Goblins are a catch-all term. They are basically just the weaker foot soldiers for the fair folk. Goblins can look like pretty much anything they want to. They usually take the form that would kind of go with their Fairfolk master. So whoever they serve, they would appear to be, like for example, Domino. His goblin army tends to appear to be like very ornate foot soldiers.
The British are coming.
Finely, yeah. While say you have a tribal beast folk like a lion, all of his goblins might look like hyena-like beasts or smaller, weaker lions like him, like a hunting pride.
Okay.
It depends on the fair folk that they serve specifically.
Okay. Well, what does Neves's army look like then?
They specifically look like
murder noodles.
It's how Prince Norris wants it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They look like very finely dressed beast-like creatures. Most of them take on mythical creature appearances.
Murder noodles.
Lot of smaller griffins. He has a lot of griffins. But there's multiple supernatural creatures among them. Legendary mythical creatures, even in creation.
The mythical murder noodle.
Well, he will have them all march out and take positions on the walls.
Okay. I think, actually, this might be a good ending spot because we only have about 20 minutes left. And you guys are going to have to deal with going into the city. And then dealing with the issues of the city. I think this is a good stopping point.
I was not planning for you to stop this early.
We go to 1.
Yes. And we had a half hour left, and I started the next Stream Raiders battle.
I'm sorry. No, this is a very good ending point. You know, there's only 20 minutes left. We won't be able to get much done. I don't want to have to just like cut the scene.
Fair enough. Could always go later instead of ending early.
I'm tired. I am running on 4.5 hours of sleep. I have worked really hard to make sure I didn't fall asleep or go brain dead.
I'm running on that too. Though I guess I do have the benefit of caffeine to keep me awake.
Yes, I don't. I only drink water.
I still don't understand how you... Like, I love water, but just water?
Mm-hmm. Just water.
It just works.
It just works. It just works. It just works.
No, stop.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be...
You just want more Exalted.
Well, yes, there's that too. I enjoy it.
And
how dare you throw that in his face when you know it's true?
And don't worry, Neon. I did not forget about your game-breaking influence. That will be implemented in next week's session.
Don't teach my hamster.
I know exactly where I'm going to be putting it. Which is one of the reasons why stopping here is kind of necessary.
Wostein, that would require a major influence. And either way, we are ending here, so... But yeah, Neon, your influence will not be actually accepted until it is implemented. And if it goes too long, I just reject
Great
it.
fun! Right, Boo?
Murder cocks his scythe. I just think of that when he says he loads his scythe with malicious intent. He cocks the scythe.
You see, like he takes this scythe and bends at a point. You hear a click, click.
I mean, this is Exalted. You could totally do that. And then it fires the blade.
It's a boomerang.
Boomerang always comes back.
Exactly.
I sent you the influence, Kerr.
I have cat trying to hold my arm. That would not be able to work.
All right. Well, as I was saying, we are going to be ending at this point, everyone. For those that were here earlier, as you saw, unfortunately, I'm still having technical problems, so I will be ending here and trying to troubleshoot it. I will probably not be streaming tomorrow either to continue trying to troubleshoot it, but, you know, we'll be back for sure on Sunday. Okay, hopefully on Sunday. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, and more there on the website, as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you so much for the support, everybody, for coming by and hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys so much. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by simply sharing the stream around. But for now, thank you for joining, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bis 10.